joining us here on 9 News Watch for a look at your detailed Colorado weather forecast. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and the story continues to be the smoke and the heat. And for tomorrow, you guessed it, it's going to be the smoke and the heat once again. We do have maybe a little bit of lighter smoke in store for later on in the week, but unfortunately, it's probably going to get worse later on today before it gets any better. In fact, you can start to see that smoke rolling on in from fires in the Pacific Northwest here from our camera looking atop downtown Denver. And again, you've still got that smoke very visible. Can't see the mountains, and in fact, visibility down about 2 or 3 miles for most of the urban corridor at this point. And it is just not a nice day out there by any stretch of the imagination. And of course, you do want to limit that time that you do have to spend outside. We are looking at yet another ozone action alert day, air quality advisory for the entire state of Colorado. And before this stretch of air quality advisories statewide started back on Saturday, I cannot remember the last time. I've been in Colorado for 11 years, living in Colorado for 11 years. I cannot remember the last time we had a statewide, entire statewide air quality advisory like what we are looking at. And this is, by the way, the third straight day that we're looking at the entire state of Colorado under an ozone action alert day. So limit that time outdoors here, folks. And unfortunately, again, we do have another plume of smoke that will continue to work its way on in from the west, so things will probably get worse, especially kind of mid-afternoon or so. So the next couple of hours, we will see that air quality continue to decrease. We'll probably be talking about a day for us here in Denver where we are amongst the top 5 worst cities in terms of major global cities in terms of air quality in the entire world. So again, we're talking about very, very poor air quality here, folks. No doubt about that for the remainder of your day today. It'll last through tonight and also tomorrow morning, waking up to some of that smoke. I think we do get things maybe gradually a little better. We're going to get a weak front that pushes on in from the north, and that'll bring us a bit more of a northerly pull to the air that should very slightly improve the air quality. But we're not talking about any sort of clear day. It's just going to be not quite as bad as what we're expecting this afternoon and tonight. So maybe kind of closer to yesterday in terms of that air quality for your day tomorrow. So again, not a good air quality day, but maybe not quite as bad as where we've been. Meantime, for us, Denver up to 92 degrees for today. That already, so that already makes it our 38th day at 90 or above so far this year. A few triple digits for us in the far eastern plains. It is a hot day as well, with a high of 95 for us in Denver. So now up to 38 days at 90 or above, 37, that 38th day, we just hit that 90 or above reading just at noon now. So I'm going to have to update that number. But meantime, we're closing in on that average number of 44 days that we average 90 plus days in a year in Denver. Satellite and radar picture, it is a tranquil one, and it will likely stay tranquil for the remainder of your day today. Maybe 1 or 2 very, very isolated showers or storms in the far eastern plains. Even those will be very few and far between. Maybe a slight uptick in those shower and storm chances for your day tomorrow, but pretty much everyone's going to stay dry for through probably Wednesday. Thursday we'll start to uptick those shower and storm chances once again. Now, the good news continues to be western Colorado, thanks to all that recent monsoon moisture, we've seen a very significant downtick in terms of those drought conditions for us, and really seeing some of those notable changes in the southwestern Colorado, to be the San Juans, north even into the western slope. We have seen a substantial improvement in those drought conditions out there. So some good news to pass along. I know we're talking about a lot of bad news with the wildfire smoke and the haze and the heat, but again, a little good news there in terms of the overall drought picture, especially for our friends in western Colorado. Still talking about that drifting smoke for tonight, dropping down 63 degrees for us tonight. And again, one of those nights you probably don't want to leave the windows open with all that smoke continuing to hang around through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, a little cooler, not exactly a lot cooler, but a little cooler. I would imagine we would take it, with high temperatures dropping down into low to mid-90s. That's thanks to a very weak front. You won't notice it, won't bring any shower storms with it, but a very weak front does drop on through tonight, and that'll again maybe gradually improve the air quality a little bit for your day tomorrow, but still looking at overall very unpleasant air quality for us statewide, despite the fact that, again, maybe in some spots we do see a slight improvement as we head through your Tuesday. Might notice some of those clouds increasing in southwestern Colorado as we get into tomorrow. That is thanks to our next plume of monsoonal moisture. That will start to impact some of us by Wednesday, but for most of the state, it's not till Thursday that we'll see some of that moisture work its way into the picture. And by the way, that could bring some improvements to the air quality later on this week. I'll have more on that in just a second. Meantime, highs for your day tomorrow, a lot of 90s for us along the eastern plains, and closer into town, 93 in Aurora, 95 Brighton, 93 Greeley, 93 Fort Collins. So generally speaking, a lot of low to mid 90s for your day tomorrow. That will again be about 3 to maybe 4 degrees cooler than what we're expecting for your day today. As we head through that 7-day forecast, we really do warm back up again into your Wednesday. Then ahead of our next little burst of monsoonal moisture, that'll be mainly into the mountains where we see some of that. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll see some showers and storms work their way back into the picture. And with that, we'll see those temperatures gradually drop back down, maybe highs right around 90, maybe even some upper 80s for us as we get into the weekend. So by the time we get into the weekend, we should start to see a little bit of improvement and a gradual improvement with the air quality. But it's going to be a little while to where you really kind of break things on up and get back to a day with fully clear skies. I hate to say it, I don't think we have that anytime in the next 7 to 10 days or even beyond. So nothing really in the foreseeable future in terms of good air quality. Again, I wish I had better news on that, but just limit that time outdoors here, folks, and stay cool with those very hot temperatures as well. In the 9 News Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi.